Hey everyone, this is just a short introduction to the library tour. So, this is not me bragging about how many books I have or don't have. This is me just showing you what books I have in my library and ones that you may be interested in. So, let's go and have a look at what books the crafties have in their library. Top shelf, going from left to right, we have Joe Abercrombie, and I haven't started any of those books yet. Then we have some Dan Brown, and out of that those ones there, I've read 1, 2, 3 out of the 5. Then down on the next shelf I have some more, and I've read 1 out of those. Then we have 3 of the Hunger Games. Now I do have the other 2 books, but they're on another bookshelf. So once Hunger Games is being read, it's going into another bookshelf because I'm not keeping them. Then we have 3 by Bill Clinton and James Patterson, and I've read all of those. Then we have Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Haven't got round to that one yet. Then we have Morse, The Last Bus to Woodstock by Colin Dexter. Another one that I haven't read that I will get to one day. Then we have Harriet the Spy by Louise Fitzhugh. I've read that several times as a kid, and I will get back to reading it one day. And then we have Ken Follett, and I have read, well, I am currently reading Edge of Eternity. Haven't read the other 2 yet. Then down on the next shelf we have some more Ken Follett, and I have read The Evening and the Morning, Fall of Giants, and Winter of the World. Then we have Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, and I've only read the first book, Outlander. Then down here on the bottom shelf we have the rest of Outlander. We have 3 books by Rachel Gillig, and I've read both of those. Then we have 5 books by Laurie Gilmore in the Dream Harbour series, and I've read all of those. Then we have The Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff, and I haven't got to those. Oh, there we go. Haven't got to those yet. And then we have Babel by R.F. Kuang. Haven't read that one yet. Then up here on this shelf we have the rest of R.F. Kuang's books. So we have the Poppy War trilogy and her other books. Then we have Quicksilver and Brimstone by Kelly Hart. Haven't got to that yet. I Am Pilgrim. I am partway through that at the moment. It is a really good read by Terry Hayes. Then I have the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobbs. So just starting out on the Realm of the Eldlings. Then I have the Chronicles of Narnia. So all the books in one. And then we start with Sarah J. Maas and the Thorns and Roses, Throne of Glass and Crescent City series. So out of that, the only one that I haven't read is Throne of Glass series. Then we have Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Sorry about that, I had to think. Then we have Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. Again, I haven't read this or any of the rest of the books in these following shelves. Then I have Do Not Disturb, The Housemaid is Watching, and The Tenant by Freda McFadden. Then I have All the Colours of the Town, The Good Father, The Heretic, The Quaker, and Where Good Men Go by Liam McIlveny. Then I have Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. Then I have Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole. Then I have the Iron Fae series, so I have those two books there. Then I have those ones there. I don't have the full series, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Then I have The Fine Colour of Rust by P.A. O'Reilly. I have no idea where I got that book, but it seems to have been lingering around for several years. Then we have several books by James Patterson, and as far as I can remember, the only one I haven't read is Raised by Wolves, but we will get there one day. Then I have several books by Lucinda Riley. She wrote the Seven Sisters series. And then down on the next shelf, I have a J.D. Robb and the In Death series, so I have about half of that series. And then over there in the corner we have Nora Roberts. Then at the top here on this shelf we have the rest of my Nora Roberts. And then starts the Mistborn and Storm Archive series by Brandon Sanderson. Then we have Danielle Steele, and I've read almost all of those. Then here we have some Richard Swan. Then we have the Wilderwood duology by Hannah Witten, and I've read For the Wolf. I haven't read any of the others. And then we have Gone Before Goodbye by Reese Witherspoon. Then this is the non-fiction section here. So the top shelf is Mr. Crafty, and then in the second shelf his go along to that book, and then mine starts there. You can see I have some self-help and some memoir biography type ones, and then I have some recipe books. So starting with my paperbacks, these are standard edition, but they have the lovely sprayed edges that go all the way around. So we have My Silver Lining by Laura Pavlov, Only Mine, again by Laura Pavlov, with the lovely sprayed edges. And then Simply Mine as well. The first two hardcover special editions books I have is One at Dark Window by Rachel Gillig and Two Twisted Crowns. They both have the lovely sprayed edges all the way around. And then they have lovely end pages. End pages there. Lovely sprayed edges, again all the way around. So that is One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. The next two books that I have in my special editions is Dragon Republic and Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. As you can see, they have lovely sprayed edges. And then they have the beautiful end cap in the front and in the back. So then, lovely work there and there. So that was Dragon Republic and The Poppy War by R.F. The last special edition I have is Alchemized by Sen Lun Yu. And the only thing special is the beautiful sprayed edges. And I believe that they only did the sprayed edges on the paperback for the first run. So that is Alchemized by Sen Lun Yu. So the next two books are To Bleed a Crystal Bloom and When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. And again, they both have lovely sprayed edges. Oh, that's just black on the bottom. And this one is green on the bottom, the lovely picture up the side. And then we have some lovely end caps there. Let's have a look at the end caps here. Isn't that pretty? So that is To Bleed a Crystal Bloom and When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. The next two books in my special editions is The Games Gods Play and The Things Gods Break by Abigail Owen. So again, they both have lovely sprayed edges. And then the end pages as well. Some lovely art there. It's definitely some pretty art. Wish I was that talented. So again, that's The Things Gods Break and The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. So let's look at the Lego that sits on top of the bookshelves. I have to admit, most of this Lego is mine. Then that Batman car with Alfred I got for Christmas. And we have Pac-Man, the Atari, Mr. Crafty's Discovery, and his Harley.